all, and welcome to tonight's beer review. I'm really excited to be doing this beer review. I'm going to name this one Civilization Beer Review because I played Civilization before. I'm playing another freaking game of like one of those Mega Mod ones. And there's like, I don't know how people like play that on like the long version. I always play like a quick version that still takes freaking days to play through a single scenario. And there's nothing worse than playing through and then getting your ass kicked by another nation or a group of nations before reaching, you know, the space age. That is just not fun. Anyways, what are we reviewing tonight? Well, we're reviewing another one. I've really been excited to be reviewing these. Let me go and get the light down a little bit here. There we go. And this is Alaula, a Flanders red with spicy Suriname cherry. Suriname cherry, not quite sweet, a little bit spicy, a little bit herbaceous. I haven't seen them for a long while. I know they grow quite often. My grandmother loved them. I don't like them at all. That said, as beer adjunct, it might be something that I like. You'll probably find this strange because I own chickens. A lot of chickens that I don't like eggs, except in one exception, omelets. Then I like eggs. So, you know, I'm kind of rambling on. This is 7.2 ABV. Now, Flanders Red has been called one of the most wine-like styles of beer, and that is due to the fact that it is Brett fermented, so it's kind of sour and tart fermented. And it's controlled, unlike the Brewing, which was spontaneously fermented as a wild farmhouse-style ale from Belgium. And it uses lots of red malts, which kind of creates a sort of reddish character. Now, why they chose this one as a Flanders Red and one that they previously reviewed a few reviews back as just the sour, even though I think that they were also using sort of red or caramel malts in that, as well as hibiscus as an adjunct. I don't know. Yeast strain, for the local yeast strain here, wild yeast, is Ka'ohau, which is Lanikai. The actual Hawaiian name of Lanikai. Lanikai is not a real Hawaiian word. If you want to say Lanikai, you would say Kailani, which means heavenly sea. The name was made up by a Haole property developer back in the 1950s who basically gave a name to some place that already had a name and botched that name up in the process. But it's kind of got sort of, a lot of places, schools and buildings in that little neighborhood of Kailua have been sort of changing back to Ka'ohau. But when people talk about it, it's still kind of Lanikai, and it's probably going to be stuck like that for a long time. But nearly 4 minutes in, and I haven't even popped this open yet. So I'm excited because I've never reviewed a Flanders Red before. When it says to do this into a wine glass, I don't have a wine. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, so this one is dripping all over. It's a living one. I did not drop this or anything. Oh, shit. Okay, let's just pour this out so we can stop it from flowing out. And it just got all over my sound thing here. And my speakers. So, yeah, it's a little bit of a hit against it. Again, I did not drop this. It's been sitting inside the refrigerator calmly for, at least the past 24 hours, so I believe this is, yeast got a little bit out of control there. If you don't mind, I'm going to go and grab something to go and wipe this up with before I damage my electronics. I don't do pauses, so just a moment. Oy vey. Yeah. Oh my goodness. And this smells quite strongly too, I might add. Very much a cherry sort of smell. And it's still running. It is still flowing out of the thing here. Onto my table, which is now completely soaked with beer. I'm going to go and pour this in so I can stop this a little bit. Okay. So, just a moment. Let me go and sorry, I'm just trying to go and turn something off here so I don't go and short something. There we go. I'm hoping the sound hasn't kicked out yet. Okay, so yeah, that was, I would say that was about half a cup of beer or so that just kind of flowed out naturally from the top of that. Wow. That was a little bit crazy. So, looking at this, this does not look like the correct coloration of the beer. It is supposed to be cloudy red. This one seems to have almost a butt ton of yeast just floating suspended in it. Wow, it really, I don't know, it's like, I haven't even poured this out completely, and it looks like the vast majority of it is out. Oddly enough, it's like all the carbonation fled. There's not much carbonation coming out of it since I poured it out. I believe this may be a yeast spoiled bottle or something like that. This doesn't smell particularly pleasant. It smells very plant-like and herbaceous. It is tart. I do believe that something's gone off with this particular bottle. Yeah, like I said, I did not drop this bottle. I did not have it rolling around. It's been pretty much sitting in my refrigerator for the past 24 hours. Boy. I have a feeling my stomach may regret drinking this. Yeah, I believe that this beer, and I really do hate to kind of do this, and because this will be like one of the few times I've actually given a truly bad review, but especially since I've had other ones of this wild series and they've been perfectly fine. This one had some sort of infection. It tastes and smells infected. It doesn't smell like natural wild yeast, which does have a lot of funk. This one has some very unpleasant artifacts to the flavor. Mostly in the lasting finish. Kind of an acrid, grassy, kind of moldy leaf sort of taste in the long finish. In the front, there's actually a pretty decent tart kick with the Suriname cherries. Well, this really sucks. I was really looking forward to like reviewing a Flanders Red, and here I am reviewing it, and I'm kind of panning it because and this was obviously an infected beer. You know, when you open a beer, it shouldn't start spouting like a fountain straight out of the refrigerator. Now, I paid $10 for this, so I'm going to try to choke down as much of it as possible, which might be hard. Am I going to give this a second chance? That's what I'm asking myself right now. Well, if I am going to give it a second chance, I'm going to definitely wait until the tap house opens up again so I can have it on draft, because obviously this was something went wrong with the bottle conditioning with live yeast here, and there's some sort of infection going on. You can tell there's just an amazing amount of sedimentation here. And yeah. Well, folks, you know, I've kind of had a good run in that. I've only maybe had about 2 or 3 beers out of the several hundred beers that I have reviewed on this channel actually be infected or otherwise spoiled in some sense. Now, this is not a hit on Lanikai. As you can see, I've gone and reviewed many Lanikai beers before. Oh god, I'm gonna have to mop, my floor is all sticky. I reviewed many Lanikai beers before, and I will continue to purchase their products. I deeply enjoy their beers, and I deeply enjoy their experimentation. Even though experimentation sometimes leads to, you know, crazy things happening later on. So, what can we say about this beer? I mean, it really smells like a squash stink bug or something. A kind of metallic herbal. This might end up to be one of my. This might end up being my second drain pour. It's going to be really hard choking this down otherwise. Yeah. So, in summation, I guess this is not really a beer review. Again, not all of these have been, I looked through the reviews, and most people did not have this problem at all. I did, unfortunately. So, if you go and open a bottle and it starts geysering, that's usually a sign that there's some sort of infection by a microbe or yeast that's not supposed to be in there. It happens much more often with these sort of live bottles like this is. And it's it's a risk that you take when you are drinking live beers, just for the live beers or any other live, fermented beverage, that this will occasionally happen, and you should not go and hold it against a particular maker, whether it be a brewery or a wine house or a cider house or a winery, unless it really becomes a regular problem and everything you're doing is like coming out spoiled in that sense, or if things that shouldn't be spoiled, that running a clean line, like say a flagship pale ale or something is exploding when you open it, well, yeah, then maybe. But other than that, you just take the loss and hope for something different next time. So that's your beer review for tonight. I'm really sad that I didn't, that my first Flanders Red experience was with something that was unfortunately not good. And that is your beer review for tonight, folks. Dang. At least I got some other beer in the refrigerator to go and make up for it.